everyone, I'm Sonia and welcome to my channel Sonia Psychology Classes. In last class we did types of experiment, lab experiment, field experiment and natural experiment. In this class today we are going to start with an experimental design. So the experimental design is different from types of experiment. Let's get started. So when we did the types of experiment, it was that how the experiment is conducted, where it is conducted, whether it's indoors, it is outdoor, it is field or lab. When we talk about experimental design, remember this thing students, that it is different from types of experiment. Experimental design refers to the allocation of the participants. So design is that how the participants are going to be placed in what all conditions, how the allocation will be done in the experiment. And we are going to do three types of experimental designs. One is independent measure design, second is repeated measure design, and third is matched pair design. So first let's get started with what is independent measure design. So what is an independent measure design? Independent measure design means when all the participants are allocated in different conditions. Each participant can participate only in one condition at a time. They cannot be a part of more than one condition. For example, there are total 8 participants. So I randomly allocate 4 of them in condition A and 4 of them in condition B. I'll give you an example here. Let's say our 8 participants are named as A, B, C and D, and W, X, Y and Z. So A, B, C, D will go to condition A, and X, Y, Z, W, X, Y, Z goes to condition B. So they are separate in 2 different conditions. Our next measure design is repeated measure design. So what is repeated measure designs? It means that all the participants are in all the conditions. So like I gave you an example of A, B, C, D, W, X, Y, Z. So now all these 8 participants are in condition A, as well as all these 8 participants are in condition B. So they are repeated in both the conditions or more than 2 conditions. So hence it's called repeated measure design. Third is matched pair design. So what is matched pair design? It means that there are different participants in condition A and condition B, just like independent measure design. Different participants, but they are matched on certain criteria. For example, let's take the example. The best example of matched pair design is identical twins. So let's say one of the twin is in condition A and the co-twin is in condition B. So they are 2 different individuals in 2 different conditions, but they are highly matched on certain criteria like DNA, lifestyle, parents, maybe school, teachers and even the friend circle. So they are highly matched, but it is more like independent measure design. So this is called as matched pair design. So let's start with the strengths of all the 3 designs, and while doing the strengths and weaknesses of these designs, we are going to come across a lot many terminologies, and simultaneously I'll also keep on explaining what these terminologies means. Okay, so the first strength of independent measure design is that it has low demand characteristics. Now please note down this and listen to this very carefully. What are demand characteristics? It's a terminology which you are going to come across many a times in your research methods and other chapters as well. So throughout your grade 11 and 12. So demand characteristics means to get a cue, to get a hint of something. So you just get a hang of it, just get a hint of something, that this is what the research is about, or this is what I am being observed for. So in independent measure design, now independent measure design, like I told you, the participants are separate. The participants can be there in only one condition. So like I told you, for example, there are 8 participants, 4 participants are in condition A and 4 participants are in condition B. Now since the person is participating only in one condition, the demand characteristics are low. That means when they are participating in only one condition, they don't get many hints what the study is about. Now imagine if a participant is in both the conditions, condition A as well as B. After being in A, they might get a hint, okay, this is what the study is about. And when they go to the B, they will already have a hint, and then because they have a hint, they might start to pretend or fake or act something. They try to change or alter their behavior. So that is the reason in independent measure design, the hints that participant get, hints means demand characteristics, so the demand characteristics or hints that participant get are very low, because they are participating only in one condition at a time. So by the time they finish their condition, they are during that condition one, they don't get many hints. Second strength of independent measure design is that it has no order effects. What do you mean by order effects? This is another terminology that you need to note down. Again, an important one. Order effect means, so order effect has further two subcategories. Now it has two categories, fatigue effect and practice effect. Now what is fatigue effect? Now for example, if a participant is there in condition A and then they go to condition B, maybe while they were in condition A, they got so tired that when they went to condition B, they were already very tired and they performed low. I'll give you an example here. Now let's say somebody who is in condition A for cycling during the rainy season. Now they're cycling and I'm seeing how their performance is. So after that, when I tell them to go to the condition B, that is during the sunny day, now they are already so tired in condition A that when they go to condition B, cycling during the sunny day, the performance during the sunny day is very less. They already, they are already tired. They have got cramps or muscle pain or things like that. So the performance is low. Now here, this order effect or fatigue effect is the extraneous variable that is, altering the DV, altering the results. And it is not the effect of IV actually here. In independent variable, there is no fatigue effect because the person is not taking part in two conditions. They are taking part only in one condition. So there is no chance of getting tired as such. Second is the practice effect. Practice effect is when a person gets a hang of it, good practice of it. So for example, if I have to do a test or a maze, solving a maze in condition A and during daytime, and in condition B during the night time, I have to do the maze. Okay, and the study is that how well I perform while doing the maze during daytime or during the night time. Okay, so now when I do it during the daytime, the maze, I get a very good hang of it. I get a practice on it. So when I do during the night time, I am able to do it very quickly. Not because the night time is having an effect on my maze performance. No, it is because in condition A, I got a very good hang of it. I got a good practice on it. Hence, I was able to work well in the condition B. So in the independent measure design, the participant is participating only in one condition, so they don't get any fatigue because they are not going to condition B. They don't have any practice effect. Even if they get practice in condition A, it's okay. They are not going to condition B. They are participating in only one condition, so there are no order effects. There is going to be no effect of fatigue or no effect of practice, hence no order effects happening in independent measure design. So it's a very good thing. This is an kind of an extraneous variable that we are avoiding. Okay, now next is the strength of repeated measure design. The first strength of repeated measure design is that there are no individual differences. Now, what are individual differences? This is the third terminology that we are going to learn. Individual differences means the differences that are there between two or more individuals. So, like I said before, every single individual is different on this world, in this world, and no two people are same. There are always going to be individual differences, even between the siblings, between the parents and children, even between the twins, even between the identical twins. The differences are always there. So these are the individual differences. Now in repeated measure design, like I said, the participant is participating in both the condition A and condition B. Since I am there as a participant in both the conditions, there is a balancing out. So there are no individual differences. So these 8 participants who are in condition A and who are again in condition B, there are no going to be individual differences because these are the same participants. So no individual differences is as a strength of repeated measure design. Now, second strength of repeated measure design is that you need fewer participants. Now, in independent, what happened? I'm doing an independent measure design where I need separate participants for condition A and I need separate for B. So, if I want total 8 participants in my study, I will have to take 4 for the condition A and 4 for the condition B. Okay, so these are the 8 participants. But in repeated measure design, I can have 8, total participants in fewer number. How? In repeated, we are going to repeat. The same participants are going to the both the condition. So these 4 people can go to condition A and these 4 people can go to condition B. So 4 plus 4 is 8, but participants we need are only 4 in number. So in repeated measure design, we need smaller sample size. Now in matched pair design, if you remember, I told you what is matched pair, where the people are matching on some criteria. It is not necessarily the twins every time, but I am here taking an example of twin. This is one of the best examples for matched pair design. So this is just an example. So let's say I have taken twins for my study because they are very, very identical and they match on many things. So the individual differences are low. It is there, but it is very, very low. Why? Because the twins are going to match on so many things, even on of their parents, their schooling, their environment, their genes. So they are matching on so many things. The individual differences are there, but it's very, very low. Second is the demand characteristics are also low in matched pair because one twin is in condition A, another twin is in condition 2. So A and B. So both are separate people are there. Maybe even if they have a lot of commonalities, their brain and everything, mind is totally separate, right? So 2 different people are participating in 2 different conditions. Hence the demand characteristics, because demand characteristics, I told you, it's getting a hint of the experiment. Even if this person gets a hint of this experiment, it doesn't matter, he is not going to participate in condition B. And same way in condition B, person gets a hint of the study, it's okay, they are not going to participate in condition A. So demand characteristics are low. And third is obviously no order effect, because these are 2 separate individuals in condition A and B. Just like independent measure design, in matched pair design, separate different people are there. Even if they're matched on some criteria, these different people in different conditions, so there is no order effect. They are not going to feel fatigue, they are not going to have any practice effect. So let's do weaknesses of independent measure design, repeated and matched pair design. So first is independent measure design. The first weakness is that individual differences are always going to be there. In independent, we have separate participants for separate condition. Different participants for condition A and different participants for condition B. So they are, no matter how randomly allocation is done or whatever is done, the individual differences are always going to be there, and these individual differences act like an extraneous variable. And like I said, independent, we need separate people for condition A and separate people for condition B. Hence, we need more number of participants, which is the second weakness of independent measure design. More number of participants are needed for this kind of a design. Now comes the weaknesses of repeated measure design. Now, the first weakness of repeated measure designs are that the demand characteristics are high. Demand characteristics, again, like I told you before, it means the hints. Getting the hint of the study is much higher in repeated. Why? Because they are occurring in the experiment twice or more than 2 times. So they are in 2 conditions or more than 2 conditions, the same participant. So when they are in condition A, they get a hang of it, they get a hint of it. So when they go to the condition B, they already know what the study is about. When they get a hint of it, it is a basic human nature. We sometimes try to show social desirable behaviors, more socially accepted behaviors, or we try to alter our behavior. We try to show not our true selves, so we can alter or change our behavior in any way which will not give us good results or true results. And last is the weakness of repeated measure design. The second weakness of repeated measure design is having order effects. Same person is in condition A and the same person is in condition B as well. So when he is in condition A, they sometimes might get tired of performing the act, and when they go to condition B, they're already very tired, so they might perform poorly. Or they get a good hang of it, they get a good practice of it in condition A. So when they go to condition B, the same participant, they are going to have a good hang, a good practice of it, so they might perform better. So either they are going to perform poorer than before or much better than before. And this is not because of the IV, this is because of the order effect. So order effect is a kind of an extraneous variable which becomes the weakness in repeated measure design. And last weakness of matched pair design is that it is difficult to get such samples. To bring in such samples where individuals are matched, highly matched on some criteria, like I gave you an example, let's take the best example, that is of twins. Now actually, how many twins do you really get for a study? I mean, if I have to see, if I have to do a study which is on lot many participants, good sample size, maybe 1,000 in number or maybe 500 in number at least. So getting 500 to 1,000 twins, it's a big task. Maybe I get 20, max 50. So getting that many twins for a normal, small researcher or somebody, it can be a very big task. So this becomes as a weakness. Now, since we already studied what are the weaknesses, let's see how we can, as a researcher, how I can overcome these weaknesses. Because a good researcher is a researcher who always takes care and controls the extraneous variables as much as possible, so that whatever the result comes in is a true information of the effect of IV on the DV. Okay, so the first is for independent measure design, we had a weakness where the individual differences are there. Now, which is always going to be there, and we have to overcome this weakness. How we can do that? That is a terminology called as random allocation. Again, note down this terminology. Random allocation is allocating it randomly to both the conditions. So the probability is that different participants go to these different conditions and they somehow tend to balance out. I'll give you an example here. For example, there are two schools. One is St. Joseph School and one is Oak Ridge School. Okay. Now what happens, in my study, I take 100 participants. I take 50 from St. Joseph's and I take 50 from Oak Ridge School, and I just put 50 of these in condition A. All St. Joseph School students in condition A, all Oak Ridge students in condition B. Now what is this? And the test is on maybe their GK. Okay, so the test is on their GK. So what is going to happen in condition A, where St. Joseph School kids are there? Maybe in their school, teachers take a lot of pain and they have a separate classes for GK and they have good books on GK, and daily in their school, they are doing it. So their GK is very good. And in condition B, what is happening? Maybe in their school, they are in Oak Ridge, they are maybe more like into sports and all, and they don't do much of GK or anything else. So they are all into sports and other extracurricular activities. So what is happening? The B part is going to perform bad. So now the competition is not between A and B, between Oak Ridge and St. Joseph. We want to see that how adolescents or how children or school children, how good GK of school children is. Okay, so this is my research. So if I have to do that, I need to randomly allocate these, because there are a lot of individual differences because of their school that I have chosen. So what I do, I just take 50 from St. Joseph and 50 from Oak Ridge, and I mix them, shuffle them up and randomly allocate in condition A and B. Okay, so when I do that, some girls are here, some girls are here, some boys are there, some boys are there, some age differences, some 13-year, 14-year are here, some 13 and 14-year are in condition B, and even from the schools, some St. Joseph's children are here, some are in condition B, some Oak Ridge children are in condition A and in condition B. So this random shuffling is happening. What? There is whatever individual differences are there, they get balanced out. So that is how random allocation we can take care of the individual differences. Now second is a little bit confusing, so listen to this very carefully. How to overcome the repeated measure design weakness, that is the getting the order effects. So order effects are always going to be there, either the fatigue or the practice effect. It's always going to be there because the one participant is participating in both the condition A and condition B. Okay, so they're either going to get tired or they're going to get practice or whatsoever it is. So how to control this? How do we see that whatever they're doing in A, they don't carry forward that to B? Okay, so in this, the technique of overcoming this weakness is called as counterbalancing. Okay, now in counterbalancing, what happens? I have these 8 people with me. Okay, 8 participants with me. I tell these 4 participants to do task A first and then do task B. And then these 4 participants, I tell them to do task B first and then task A. So all these 8 participants are doing both the conditions, but for half of them are doing condition A first and then B. The other half is doing condition B first and then A. So what is happening, even if when they are doing condition A, half of them, even if they get order effects while doing condition B, it's okay because other half are also getting order effect while doing condition B. When they go to A, they are also carrying the order effects. So when we crisscross it, when we make them do conditions in a different way, it helps in counterbalancing. So even if order effects are happening, all the order effects are not being carried from condition A to B only. Half is being carried from condition A to B and rest half is being carried from condition B to A. So it is equalized now. So that is called as counterbalancing. So here we are done with our experimental designs. I hope it's clear to you. If it's not clear, any topic that is not clear to you, please write in the comments below and I will make sure to upload a new video or I'll get back to you in any way and clarify it once more in a more detailed manner. So please do write in the comments if you liked my video or if you have not understood anything. And here are the practice questions. Now these are very, very important practice questions for you. It is really going to help you with your understanding, and you would also know that how much you are able to answer these questions after seeing this video. So I'm going to just read out some practice questions for you. Our first question here is, outline what is meant by counterbalancing using any example. Don't use my example that I just gave it to you. You can use any other of your own example and write it down. You can even write the answers in the comments below and I'll correct it for you. Then we have outlined one strength and one weakness of a matched pair design. So that also you can do. It's a very easy question for 2 marks only. So these next third and the fourth question here, I have a hypothetical scenario is given and then the questions from the experimental designs are given. Try attempting these. These are also very easy. You'll get a good hang of it. This is the 5th question. Again, try. You can take a screenshot or you can note it down in your notebook and try writing an answer and you can show your answer to me or write your answer in the comment below. And this is the last 6th question. So 6 practice questions for you all so that you get a very good hang of it. So I hope you liked my video and keep watching it for more lessons and do subscribe my channel so that you get notified when I'm uploading the new chapters. And you can also make a request anytime that if you want me to speak on or teach you on a particular lesson or a topic, please do write in the comments below that which one would you like me to talk about. So please do subscribe and like my channel if you liked it. Till then, bye-bye.